Let's take garbage and make it shine. This whole project is asinine. Waste some time with me, I can guarantee this old junk will soon toe the line.
We polishing turds, mediocrity curd. I can't find the words, this song is absurd. We're polishing turds, we're polishing turds.
Alright then, real good stuff doers. Can you stuff do? I don't know. We're here to find out if I can. It's time for another unbelievably exciting episode of Real Good Doing Stuff. Today we're gonna maybe work on the 2-runner a little bit. I think I've got a new name for the 2-runner. I think it's gonna be the LS1Runner from now on, because it's gonna have an LS1 in it. Or at least if it had LS1, it might be about to be deported. So it's going to have an LS1 in it. So now it's the LS1Runner. And I told you we were going to come up with an intake. I told you we were going to come up with a fast, whatever that composite intake. We had one procured, and then we discovered that the dirtbag that was selling it to us was trying to scam us. So that didn't happen. If I find out that guy is subscribed to this channel, he will be unsubscribed immediately, and that'll be his last chance. Anyhow, subscribe to the channel if you're not. It does help. Like, comment below if you think anything stupid. Tell me where you're from, all that stuff. Anyhow, what we have come up with is an LS2 intake, they tell me. And this guy that sold it to us was not a scammer. It looks like it's in really good shape. Needs a thorough cleanup. And also in these ports here, there's kind of a lot of hard, where the molds come together, hard flashing and stuff in there that can probably be made much better really quick. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's pretty rough. And as narrow as these ports are, that kind of thing can matter a little bit. So I'm going to buff these up a little bit and then give this thing a good pressure washing before we bolt it on. So anyhow, here goes with that. Okay, so I just knocked the edges off these seams. I don't quite understand how this manifold is constructed. It's a little weird. If you look at some of these panels here, I'll try and show you. You can move that. It's not attached. And it's that way before I ever touched it, right? So don't blame me for it. Now, was it that way when it came off of GM's, you know, press or whatever they made this on? Mold? I don't know. Without taking this thing apart, I don't quite understand how it's made, but I think it may not matter because it's sealed up on the back side. I think the whole plenum gets pressurized, and maybe the pressure on both sides of these panels is the same, right? But it's a little bit odd, the construction. But anyhow, I'm going to pressure wash it, get all this grit out of here. You can't go too crazy in here because the rubber, or the composite as they call it, just kind of starts to melt and fold up, and we don't want that. So I'm gonna go clean this thing up, then it'll be about ready to bolt on the old LS1Runner. All right, real good stuff, doors. I told you one of the main things we're gonna try to do with Project Silent But Deadly here is keep things quiet.
Quiet, because I hate noise. Can't stand noise.
And as stock-like as possible. So I went on Amazon, and apparently Jeff Bezos makes some sound level meters, decibel meters, and I purchased one of these things. Jeff Bezos made it himself. He soldered it together on his own, and I didn't know he knew that much about decibel levels and stuff, but apparently he does. And anyhow, it's sitting right here. It actually works really good. When I'm talking, it's picking up all kinds of stuff, but I'm going to use this to kind of show you what kind of racket my Toyota Taco Max, which is completely stock, makes while it's driving around. It's going to be a pretty good metric to be able to compare the two, to see where we're at with the 4Runner once we get everything going. Now obviously it's going to be quite a minute before we're up and running in the 4Runner, but I just kind of wanted to show you what we're going to do here and how we're going to measure things. And yeah, this thing works pretty good. Seemed like the other day I cruised at 55 steady and it was holding about 65 decibels, something like that. But anyhow, we'll compare and contrast all that using this handy dandy tool here. We'll probably use it for some other stuff too, because it's just kind of fun. I've noticed that the higher the number that is, generally the more stupid stuff is happening in your general vicinity. So apparently loudness corresponds directly with stupidity. Yeah. All right, for comparison's sake, I'm riding around on my Taco Max. I'm going to turn the volume of the stereo, stock stereo, all the way up, and let's listen to some vitamin C, see what these cats sound like and how much dB we get from that.
They are eating the cats. They are eating the cats. They are eating the cats. They are eating the cats.
All right, so kind of hanging out 102, 100 maybe, tickled 103, and that's it. That's another thing we'll be looking at when we get the LS1Runner done, is because actually how this all started was going to put a much better, much improved stereo in it, so I can listen to pure rock and roll thunder all the time. Anyhow, I just want to show you this tool because it's great for kind of visually helping you guys understand what I'm trying to do. All right, first thing I'm going to do here is a little rattle can special. Little Earl Scheib type stuff. I'm not proud of what I'm about to do, but just gonna put a little base color here so it's not quite so ugly before we start bolting all the accoutrements in. So I've degreased a little bit, not much. This stuff, like, you can probably spray over dirt, ants, whatever's in your way. Notice the technique. All right, there it is. It's a masterpiece. Satin black. Looks way better. It's not any better, but it looks that way. And that's all we care about for right now. All right, got the LS2 intake all pressure washed and cleaned up. Showed you this earlier. I'm gonna go ahead and bolt this thing on the motor and they get that part of the project out of the way. All right, we put some sound deadening mat on the bottom of this intake. This is Office Guy Lee's idea. I don't know what kind of office you learned that in.
Well,
F-body office?
yep, that's body office, sure.
So anyhow, we'll put that in the foam and stick her back down there.
Broke the balls, I know. Yeah, you know, I'm just doing my job. Oh, I'm just doing my job. I'm just doing my job. Oh, I'm just doing my job. You know.
There she is, all bolted down. No resonance. We'll see if Lee's got any good ideas here. All right, I've got some ICT billet accessory mounts. This is the, I guess, F-body power steering kit mount. I'm gonna cut all this open and get all it on. And this is the air conditioner mount. We're probably not going to have an air conditioner functioning on day one, but I want to go ahead and get it on here so that we can get it up and running at some later point. So anyhow, let's get this going. All right, so ICT sent a shirt in their kit, and it's a medium. So I know I can't wear this, but Rock and Roll Ronnie seems to think he can. So.
Oh yeah.
Just a little snug. Maybe that's what they had in mind.
I think that's exactly what they had in mind.
Yeah, why would they send something so damn small?
I don't know. All right, so our boost line, we're hooking this up. This goes to the booster, and we got a one-way check valve in here so that no boost gets in this 30-year-old brake booster and stops the party. It would probably didn't take much to mess that thing up, so we're not going to allow it to have any. All right, so we're accessorized headers and all kind of stuff going on. Look at that. Looks like it's meant to be there. I think it was. Toyota really screwed up not putting V8 in the 4Runner. But anyhow, we have fixed their problem, and we're one step closer to having something. We still got a long ways to go, waiting on some parts. The main thing we're waiting on is turbos. Until we have turbos, we're kind of at a standstill. They're going to go in here somewhere. We just don't know quite where. But that stuff should be here very shortly, along with there's a bunch of motion goodies going to go on here. This thing's going to have a Holley terminator, and it's going to have Rife sensors galore. There's going to be more sensors on this than probably any Terminator ever. And I'll show you how. But that's all coming up soon. In the meantime, merch is at HarrellEngine.com. Link in the description. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. And whatever, who cares?
Toe the line.
We polishing turds. Mediocrity curve. I can't find the words. This song is absurd. We're polishing turds. We're polishing turds.